and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. My name is Alicia if you're new here. Today I'm going to be going over the goals I set at the beginning of this year that I want to have completed by the end of 2023. Now, there are a few things that I have already worked towards and have already reached those goals within this first 3 months. But there are some other things that I have not been doing as well on. So I need to address those and figure out what habits I need to put in place. That way I can actually achieve these goals by the end of the year. The number one thing I suggest before we jump into this is if you have not read the book, Atomic Habits, please do so. Please order it on Amazon. I think I got it for like 12 bucks. It has really changed my outlook on setting habits and being more productive each day, and just highly suggest it. It's something that I was watching on YouTube channels whenever I was about to get started, and it has really helped me, especially all the lessons I've learned from it. If you like this content, please like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help me, especially since I just started the channel. Okay, so looking at this is my New Year's vision board that I created right at the beginning of this year. It was probably the first week of January. I know it wasn't on actual January 1st because I was being lazy then for some reason. I don't know why. But I went ahead and I made the goals that I wanted to abide by and follow for this whole year. So the first thing was I wanted to go to the gym 4 times a week. I wanted to keep my house tidy daily, so I wanted to make sure that everything was always in the place it was supposed to be, and I never left things on the countertops. I wanted to be more intentional with how I placed my stuff. Then I wanted to cook 3 times per week. That way I could be a little bit more healthy and save some money from going out and eating a lot. Then I wanted to drink at least 1 liter of water, and I know that that's not even enough, but that is more than I was drinking beforehand, so I wanted to set at least a reachable goal. So I made sure that I started drinking a liter of water, and I actually started off the year with a 2-liter bottle of water, and then I left it at a golf tournament, so I have regressed down to my 1 liter again, but I have been drinking all of it and then some. I think I've mainly met that, but I did come up with a habit tracker that helped me figure out if I was actually following these. And then I have complete all daily tasks, and I wanted to build a marketing plan for my photography business. I wanted to read 5 books, and I wanted to create my YouTube channel, which obviously I did. And I wanted to create a marketing plan for my Airbnb that has yet to be open, so I have not started any specified marketing other than the actual Airbnb and TikTok videos that I have already made. And then I wanted to help my golfers, my boys, go to regionals. Looking down, I have this categorized in this database that just kind of like lists everything, but then I also made this vision board that is tied to that list, and I have them all broken down into separate things. That way I can just have like a nice visual for each of these individual goals. With all of this, I created my own habit tracker, and this is where everything shows up. Now, I typically go through this by week, and I'm able to see like, okay, I checked off 7 or an average of 7 for each of these, which I wanted to at least achieve an average of 6 each day. And as you see, we didn't have a whole week here by the end of March, so it only averaged out to 5. So once I finish off that week, hopefully it will be at 7. What I want to do is go over all habits. This is where the nitty-gritty is broken down. Now, the first thing that I wanted to do was make sure that I completed my task list every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my task list. I have a daily to-do list, and this is kind of just broken down into what I need to do for the week, and I have everything listed out. I have it all by day. That way I'm able to see exactly what I need to complete that day, especially if there's something that I'm gonna have to do in the future. And it's kind of easier for me to see this on this automatically generated checklist rather than always following a calendar. So I made this, and this was phenomenal. I was really happy that I came up with this after reading Atomic Habits and starting these goals, and I was like, okay, I want to make sure I complete all of my tasks. Whenever I completed my task list, I would go check this off here on my habit tracker. And as you see, for these 3 months, I completed 100% of my checklist, and that is something I never used to do. I would push things to the last minute. I'd be like, okay, I could push this 2 weeks from now, but the thing is that with this list, it's like I could not go to bed unless I finished this list. And I would try to get all my stuff done early in the day. That way, when I got home from work, I did not have to worry about sitting here and doing all of the stuff that I should have been doing at work. Then I had gym, and I went 67.77% of the days, and that does actually reach my 4 days a week requirement. I think I probably had maybe 1 or 2 weeks where I only went 3 times, but I think I made up with that for some of the days that I went for all 5, 6, 7 days of the week. And at the beginning of the year, you can see that I started off not very well with the gym. I just kind of fell off, and these were honestly my lowest ranking ones for the entire year. So I also work out at Orange Theory, which I absolutely love. It's something that's really structured for me, and it's just proven to work time after time. So I will be a member there for as long as I possibly can be. I entered into the transformation challenge at the beginning of this year, and I was first weighed in. I think I weighed 148 pounds, and I ended up losing 8% body fat, and I gained 10 pounds of muscle. So I was really, really happy to see those results at the end of this month, and it made me feel validated that doing all of those habits, I actually was able to make a change, even though it's something that I really couldn't see very much on the scale because I only lost, I think, 6 pounds total, but gaining all of that muscle kind of just changed my entire outlook of that. So I'm really glad that that's paid off so far. Next, with tidy house. I have been pretty good at keeping my house tidy. I have 96% of this first 3 months of the year, I've been able to keep my house tidy. Now, it's funny because I say that and I'm looking at my kitchen, and we just got home from vacation and there is some stuff on the counter right now. So I guess I wasn't entirely intentional about that today, so maybe I won't be checking that off today unless I clean it. But I really have been trying to be a little bit more intentional and make sure I don't have stuff sitting on top of the surface. And next I have clothes on surfaces, which ended up being the exact same rating as the previous. And that's because with clothes on surfaces, I mean, it kind of goes along with the entire like tidy house thing, but I used to just by habit, I'd put my stuff on my dresser or on the bench beside my bed, or even on my bed if I just was in a rush. But now I've made it to where I need to make sure that whenever I get into my room, I immediately hang up my clothes or I put them in my dresser, wherever they go. And that has made me feel so much more at ease, and I haven't had those piles start stacking up on my dresser, which has kind of helped my own sanity when I come home. Then we get down to the absolute worst column, which is 7 hours of sleep on average a night, which I should probably be sleeping more than that, but I feel like I've been overworking myself, and I need to, and I mean, I've had good stretches at some period of time, but I mean, this good stretch right here was actually during spring break, which is when I have plenty of time to sleep, and every other time, like I had 4 whole days where I probably got like 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep and stuff. So I need to be looking at that a little bit better. And what I did for that is I needed to make sure that I was in bed by 9 o'clock. And if I was in bed by 9 o'clock, I couldn't be on my phone. I had to be reading a book. And for that, for 30 minutes, I kind of like winded down, and then I needed to have the lights off by 9:30. Now, like I said, this has not happened enough. So this is something I need to make sure that I'm working on as we move throughout the year, especially if I want to make sure I don't burn myself out. Next is clean car. I had this 80% of the time, and the reason why I have an issue with keeping my car clean is because being a golf coach, I am always carrying around snacks and Band-Aids and golf balls and umbrellas and golf bags and clothes whenever they come in. And I have a really bad habit of not putting them where they're supposed to be, I guess, put. Like, I'll just leave them in my car because sometimes it's convenient enough for me. Like, I'm like, oh, I have a tournament next week. I have all the golf balls in my car already. I won't forget them. Or I have a kid that wasn't able to pick up his uniform today, so I could take it to the golf course today. And I just kind of end up leaving a lot of the stuff in there. So I've gotten a lot better. I think 80% is actually a pretty good move considering how rough it has been in the past. So I am moving towards that. And I also need to start washing my car more. Maybe I'm gonna add that to there. And then I have drink 1 liter of water, which I have also done 80% of the time. And I think that that's because at the beginning of the year, I struggled a little bit more with that initially. And that is because I mean, being a teacher, if I drink a ton of water, I typically have to go to the bathroom every like 30 minutes to an hour. And I cannot do that when I have hour and a half long classes and I don't have someone to cover my class. But now that I have a student teacher, it has been a lot easier to drink 1 liter, 2 liters of water. And while my student teacher is teaching, I can go ahead and run to the bathroom real quick. Then I have laundry, and I wasn't requiring myself to do this every single day of the week. That would be kind of wasteful, but I wanted to make sure I was doing laundry at least twice a week. That way I didn't have a ton of clothes piling up. And this has also really helped me with just kind of like the chores that I have to do around the house, because I have been having smaller loads, and even though I wear 3 outfits a day, it has been a lot easier to manage and put away so much quicker than that gigantic pile if I wait a week or a week and a half. Then I have no phone in bed, that's the last one, and I put that at 83% of the time. Now on weekends, I still check this off because I don't mind if I have my phone, I guess, a night before I go to bed, if I don't have something to do the next day. And so if I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. like I typically do, it's a lot easier for me to be able to watch TikTok or be able to watch YouTube before I go to bed, because that's something that I like to do, and I think that I could treat myself to that during the weekends, but not during the weekdays, because I need to make sure I'm focusing on other things and prioritizing my sleep. So those are just kind of like the habits that I've been tracking. Now I'm gonna go through and just tell you exactly which ones I think I met and which ones I did not. So I have definitely hit the gym 4 times a week. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm going to continue that as we move throughout the year. Even though the transformation challenge isn't going, I need to make sure I'm going to the gym 4 days a week. I feel so much better, so it's been great. Keep house tidy daily. I'm definitely still making sure that I'm keeping up with that, and I'm glad that I have it as part of my habit tracker. That way I can keep up with it daily. There are a few things that I probably need to like look over and make sure that I am being intentional about where I place stuff, especially right when I walk in the house and I have like an armful of stuff. Like I can't just like place it on a flat surface, because that's the easiest thing to do. So I might be adding additional things. So I'm gonna go back to my habit tracker. What I wanna do is I wanna add a few more properties, especially to the ones that I'm not doing as well on. So I wanna put no items on flat surfaces, or I guess on surfaces. And the clothes on surfaces has been perfect, but I need to also be working on items themselves on flat surfaces. So I'm just gonna make sure I have that box checked, and I'm going to make that right there. Put cooking at home, exclamation mark. And I'll of course go ahead and update all of the icons so it looks aesthetically pleasing for me. But so that's another thing that I need to make sure that I'm keeping track of for these next 3 months as we continue. And also drinking at least 1 liter of water. I have a really good system for that already in place. I'm not worried about that currently, so I'm not gonna add anything additionally to the thing that I'm already tracking with the drinking 1 liter of water right here. Then I need to complete all daily tasks, and that is the only one that I had that was absolutely 100%, so I'm not worried about it. The system that I put in place with Notion has been phenomenal, so I'm not worried about that at all. Next is building a marketing plan for photography. Now this has been, I guess, my biggest hurdle, and I think that it's because I kind of toned down my photography business for a little bit just so I can get my Airbnb up and running. And I didn't really schedule at the beginning of this year, so I have a lot of content that I can be sharing, but I've really been trying to generate a lot of my energy towards the Airbnb. That doesn't give me any excuse for my photography business though. So what I want to do is on my habit tracker, I want to add another checkbox. That one is going to be for posting to photography Insta, because that's my primary way to get clientele. And if I'm not posting to there or posting to Facebook or even sharing to my Google business profile, it's going to be really difficult for me to generate any new business. And I still had a lot of inquiries, and most of my stuff is booked in the summer and the fall already, but I should be trying to also generate some stuff now, and maybe like trying to organize some giveaways, and a few other things are stuff that I can do to build that business, because it is also a lucrative business along with hopefully my Airbnb as well. Next, I have read 5 books this year. Now in my read 5 books this year, I have my library, and I'm gonna open this up. And this is a template that I think I got on Notion. If I can find the template, I will share it. It is so cute. I've seen a lot of people have it, but I have changed it up slightly. And the only book that I've read so far is Atomic Habits. And I know that I've read more pages than this, and I've rated it as a 5 so far, but I need to be, I guess, encouraging myself to read more. There are plenty of other books that I want to read, and I only have a few of them added to my list right now, but I really just haven't prioritized this section. So I'm gonna also go back and add that to my habit tracker. I need to be reading probably 10 pages a day. So I'm gonna probably right next to the phone in bed, and honestly, I'll put the 7 hours of sleep back here with bed. I will put read 10 pages a day, or I guess I'll just do per day. 10 pages per day. And I think that that will definitely push me towards my goals. And I still have summer coming up where I can read a ton of books whenever I have off for the summer break, but I do need to be pushing myself to finish that book, especially since it has been so helpful to me. I know it will just continue to get more helpful as we go. Back to my board, the next thing is create a YouTube channel, and yay, I did it. I'm so proud of myself that I did, because I have been putting this off for such a long time, and the thing that I guess has been discouraging yet encouraging is some of my videos get like 50 views the first week, but then they get a few hundred more the next week, and it's been nice to see, but it's also discouraging in the beginning. But I know 100% that I need to make sure that I'm continuously posting week by week, which I have not failed to do yet, so I'm really proud of myself. And I've also created this system to where I've planned out all my videos, and I even planned all the way out through January. So I feel really good about this, and I'm excited that I've been kind of working towards it. But I did have this thing on here where I put how am I doing, so I can pop up my YouTube channel and see how things are going. And as you see, I haven't had a lot of views yet for almost any of my stuff. Like I have 506 views on one, and then I have 2.5K on the other, and then 227 views on the video that I posted this past week. And then I have obviously some smaller numbers here. And I think that, I mean, obviously my lifestyle videos have been doing the best. So I feel like I kind of need to start shifting a little bit more towards a little bit more lifestyle. But at the same time, I'm extremely passionate about my Airbnb business. And I know a lot of other people are, just, I guess, not as large of a majority of the population. And same with finances, but this is stuff that I'm passionate about, stuff that I've been wanting to share and talk about forever. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it out there, because I think that all of this is helpful to young adults, and I just kind of want to share every bit of information that I could possibly come up with. Going back to my goals, so I know 100% that I completed that, which I'm extremely happy about. And then I put create marketing plan for Airbnb, and I think that I have done that, and that is primarily because I have made 2 YouTube videos that have already been posted about my Airbnb, and I also have another one coming up, if not before this video. It might actually be the one right before this video. But I have an Airbnb progress update, and then I have a bunch of them already planned to where it's going to be going over the decorating of the Airbnb, which I'm extremely excited about, because I have done a lot of hard work at finding really good deals on really nice furniture. And honestly, this is one of them, by the way. This is probably the best purchase that I made so far. It is gonna end up being in my Airbnb. I wish I could keep it in my own house. Hopefully I can find another deal like this, but I will talk about this in another video. And then my last one is help the boys go to regionals. So as I'm recording this video, my golfers have not yet gone to their district tournament. So I'm not 100% sure if they're going to regionals yet, but I really do feel like I have helped them and kind of given them all the tools for them to be successful. And I feel the same, and I would put my girls on there too, but I don't think that they're at the level yet to where they will advance to regionals, but each one of them have broken down into their lowest ever tournament scores, our very last tournament. And honestly, if 1 or 2 of them played the best rounds of their life 2 days in a row, they could go to regionals. And I would really like to see that, but I don't think it's their time yet. But next year I'm 100% ready for that for my girls. But that's kind of all my goals. I think that I've done well so far, but there are a lot of things and changes that I need to make in order to reach all of them. As you watch this video, I really hope that it encouraged you to take a good look at your goals that you set. And if you haven't set any goals yet, it is a perfect time to do it now. And like I said, you can't just set a goal and think that it's just gonna happen, because it's not. You have to set habits in place in order to reach your goals. So make sure that you write out a list of habits that you need to be working towards, and start small and then work your way up towards those goals. If there are any goals that you have set for yourself this year, please go ahead and put them down in the comments. Or if you have any suggestions for videos that I should be making in the future based on any of my previous videos or even this video, please let me know down in the comments so I can come up with some more content to bring y'all good stuff. But until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye.